Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. So this week, as we're talking about excellence, and I was thinking, there used to be a book out years ago called The More Excellent Way. I haven't even looked it up, but that's one of the most wonderful books, as I recall reading from years and years ago. It was a daily devotional, A More Excellent Way, if you remember that one. And I was also thinking this morning about excellence and just how the impact of excellence, how it is. In other words, when we are pursuing doing things absolutely perfectly, we end up finding ourselves in the place of not starting at all, because we paralyze ourselves with this perfectionistic notion that it has to be just so. But when we instead shift our mindset to how can I do this excellently, then that's the way we start to see things, flaws and all, in a different way. That it's not about doing it perfectly, it's about doing excellently and just giving it our best shot. There's a big difference in that. And it's so freeing when we do this. I shared with you, years ago, really, that I used to say to my children that we are the excellent Ely. We do things excellently. That was a big thing that I used to say to them, because I wanted them to learn how to do things in a way that required something from them, but also I didn't want them to get, lost in perfectionism, because, it happens, right? The excellent way is completely different than being a perfectionist. And perfectionism demands too much. It demands something that we can't get, but not excellence. And you know what happens with the way of excellence? It's a determination that we make that this is what we want. And we give ourselves permission then to not be perfect. That's what excellence is. Isn't that freeing? I think that's so freeing. So one of the things that I believe that really helps with this whole idea of excellence then is waking up every morning and saying, I am this woman, even if you're not, I'm an athlete, I'd wake up and say. And if I were on the, out there in a crowd, you wouldn't pick me out and go, oh yeah, that one over there, she's the athlete. You wouldn't. But you know what you would do? You would also see me, and if I looked at you, I'd flex my muscle or something, but you would know that that's something that I am striving to do. I'm not caught up in the perfectionism of what do I look like. I am caught up in the excellence of being consistent about pursuing this. Being strong means that that's going to extend my longevity and also the vibrancy and enjoyment of my life. Being a victim to not taking care of myself is the other option. So you start to think about this. What is excellence? How do I pursue this? What do I want to do? Well, you wake up and make a decision about yourself and identify yourself with what it is that you want. I think that's excellent, because even if you're not embodying it right at the moment, the fact that you're seeing yourself as excellent, as seeing yourself as an athlete or whatever, means you're going to go do athletic things. You're going to be pursuing excellence in whatever it is that you're doing. And you're going to get in return the reward of that and the satisfaction of that. And it's a huge thing. So the determination then that's born out of this permission to be excellent and not perfect, what does that do? That puts you into the no quitting zone, right? Which I think is really absolutely crucial. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. You know that. You know that because when we have grit, we don't quit. And when we're in the no quitting zone, we can then take a look at what it's going to take for us to keep going forward. So many times we find ourselves in this place of just saying, oh, this is so hard. This is so tragic. This is so this is so that. And sure, it is. And sure, you know, it requires work. It requires a lot of stuff, doesn't it? It requires something from us to do this. But the goal then is to work toward the outcome that you want. And that's excellent. Instead of saying, well, I wish I were, you instead are putting some muscle, putting your shoulder to the plow, as they say. You're giving it an effort. That effort is everything. Effort is excellence. Paralysis is perfectionism, because it doesn't move, because you can't do it perfect. Nobody can. But we don't see it that way. We just see it that, oh, it's daunting. It's overwhelmingly hard. It's something that can't be done, so why bother? And I want to get you out of that if you get stuck with that, because it's not going to help you at all. It's going to keep you in the stuck place. And stuck isn't fun. Getting unstuck, that's different. So one of the things that I thought about, like, what does it take to pursue the excellent way? What does it take to do that? There's my June. What does it take to do that? It takes a systemization specific to your goals, of course, and it's the seed of habit creation that helps us to pursue a more excellent way, that helps us to pursue this excellence in a way that we can build it into our day. You know, it isn't just, I'm going to wake up and be excellent and announce it to everybody out there. It's pursuing this. I'm going to be excellent with my eating habits. I'm going to be excellent with my exercise. I'm going to be excellent with my hydration station. I'm going to be excellent by getting into bed by 10 o'clock every night and getting the amount of sleep that I need. All those different things. And if you think about them, you don't do them perfectly. You don't do them as well as maybe you'd even like to. And maybe there's a place of struggle. Maybe there's a place where you're in this little place of like, I'm really working hard. And I'll use Tanya as an example. And she's like, I'm really working hard on getting to bed at 10 o'clock. But, you know, we celebrate her. We celebrate Tanya's achievement in the sprint group. Of course, you've been reading about it. It's just mind boggling. All that, she dropped 100 pounds. Come on, that's huge. And, you know, she's pursuing and staying the course. Not perfectly, but boy, oh boy, excellently. Boy, oh boy, excellently. And the seed of habit creation starts the whole thing. When you create habits to support that. That's what we do with these journals. You know, with our morning and our evening routines that we elevate to the place of ritual that bookend our lives in the morning and then again at the evening, keeping us front and center, focused on what's going on. Not living by default, but living on purpose. You know, we live on purpose and for purpose because we're put here on purpose and for purpose. And it changes everything. It changes that perfectionism, doesn't it? Because we can't hold on to that. It's not going to do a thing for us. But if we do it excellently, boy, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to give it your best effort and say, look at that. I did that. You know, is it perfect? No. But isn't it great? Doesn't it feel good? There's my girl, Susan. Pinky's up for excellence. I agree with you, Lisa. Absolutely. Can we do that? Of course we can. Is it going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Is it going to be excellent? You bet. You know why? Because that's what excellence is. It is a little bit at a time. It isn't just like, you know, you can't just go wipe the slate clean and say, do over with your life. It's not a dress rehearsal. You've heard that before, right? No, it's inch by inch. It's ounce by ounce. It's a little change here and a little change there and dialing it in. That's what it is. Jen says, excellence, not perfection. I need that on a pink sticky note on your wall. You know, don't we all? I think we always need to be focusing on that. When there's little things that we can do all along the way, we can make one little choice. No, thank you. I don't need that potato, but I'll double up on the broccoli when you're out ordering for dinner. Or just making little choices like I'm going to take the dog out for a walk and we're going to add some HIIT to that. I did that the other day because I was thinking I'll do the dog for a walk and then, I don't have time, but I was going to do the HIIT. Well, I'll just double up. Guess what? He likes it. He likes a little run with his stuff. So there's all kinds of things that we can do to add into our habit stacks of what we're already doing so that we can pursue excellence with everything that we've got. It's not perfectionism. It's a different thing. And the habit that we do this is what separates the doers from the wishers. We don't want to wish for lives that look like, X, Y, and Z or somebody else over here and compare and all of that. We want to have those lives. So therefore we have to do. We can't sit there and wish it away. We can't go YouTube it. We can't Google it and just grab it, Hi, Jama. I'm glad to see you. So let's think for a minute of the athletes that separate themselves from the rest of the pack. These are our Olympians, right? Think about what it takes for these guys to do this. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, my whole entire belief system, watching these guys, watching anybody, you're watching Diana Nyad, at 64 years old, crossing the Atlantic Ocean, right? 4th attempt. You're watching her. What does she say when she gets to shore? Find a way. You're watching Michael Phelps. How many gold medals did he win? And why did he, out of all of them, excel? Every single one of those athletes, every single one, these people that I'm talking about too, Tiger Woods, they all had the raw talent to do all of these things. You know what separated them from everybody else, though? It was their mindset. It was the mindset piece. Tiger Woods actually was coached by Tony Robbins, on this mindset piece, seeing the ball hit the thing, visualizing what it's about. Same with Michael Phelps. Same with Diana Nyad. They lived and relived those moments over and over and over again. That's the excellent way right there. That's excellence. Did they do it perfectly? No, none of them did. Not at all. Not perfectly. Excellently giving it everything that they've got. That's their edge. And that's our edge. And that is the motivating edge, really, if you think about it, that gets us to the place of never quitting on ourselves. Just that little bit more, just a little bit here and a little bit there. It makes all the difference in the world. So the ones who achieve the things that they really wanted to be, to have and to be, that doesn't sound right. They were the athletes that got the mindset piece in place. We have to do the very same thing. We may not be 64 years old and making a decision to get into the ocean and cross it, or, even come close to even the senior Olympics or any of that. But I will tell you, the differentiator is that determination to just never quit on yourself. That's what it is. That's what it is. And getting into the water when it was cold and not fun, and doing the things that didn't feel good. Sarah said, I bet they were willing to give up the cream in their coffee. Yeah, because that's precisely what it's all about. Have you noticed that? I always see this, and when I see somebody who says, I'm just not willing to give up the cream in my coffee, and I'm thinking, there's probably a few other things on here you're not willing to give it a try either. I just know this, that when I'm all in and say I'm going to give it everything that I've got, I will do it as excellently as I possibly can. But I know at the end of it, when it's all done and I'm now analyzing the whole thing, it will have not been done perfectly. But isn't that a relief that I'm free from this whole perfectionistic thing? I don't even have to go there anymore. I just know that this is what it is. So how do we get to this place of grit and not quit? Well, I've got 8 things for you. I think 8 things, maybe more than that. So that you can get to this place of creating the habits. So you can get to this place of making a determination to give yourself permission to be excellent and stop the perfect stuff, because it doesn't work. And what do you have to do with this? Well, here you go. Here's how you do this, and here's how you can drop some fierceness into the equation, right? And the first one, you're going to love it. It's your intention. Number one thing is intention. This is what we do in our Take Back Your Life journals. We take all areas of your life and turn them into 3 goals and make them intentions, starting with I ams, because that's so powerful. Well, if you start with being who you want to be and just put it out there, I am an athlete, and just start with that and have that be your intention. Number one, I am whatever it is that you want. Then now we've set the framework. We've set the expectation. We've set the bar high. And there's nothing wrong with setting a bar high. There's something certainly wrong with setting a bar that's untouchable, but set it high. So you have to work for it a little bit. And so you have to push just a little bit and watch what happens. And I'm going to tell you right now, you know what? The people that I have seen who've done this, who've set the bar for themselves, they're all the ones that are sitting on top of their results right now and sharing them all with you. They're the ones that you see with lots of pictures and lots of posts and all of that. There is a common denominator there. They are all women who said, I am. And they have grit, not quit. Number 2, understand your why. Use your question matrix. Why do I want to do this? Why do I want to achieve this? Oh, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why? So I can fit in my clothes. Why? So I can be more active with my family. Why? So I can be more present with my children. That's a good why. And we start with, I want to lose 10 pounds. And it gets to the place of the heart of the matter. And that's the vibrancy equation right there. When we land on that, then that's when we start to put the things together and connect to that. That's what gets us off the carousel of crazy, because now this little goal of 10 pounds or whatever has real true meaning, and it's deep. Number 3 is that deliberate practice creates strong habits, and our deliberate doing this also creates excellency. Every single day, deliberately doing it, deliberately having that quiet time in your devotional, deliberately having a conversation to connect with your spouse, deliberately. When we do these things, we are making deliberate marks and saying, I want a good relationship. I want to I want to identify as an athlete. I want that raise at work. I want, fill in the blank. But it's deliberate practice that gets you there. It's not living on default. It's deliberate. Number 4, we all need plan B. And I'm not saying to plan for plan B, always on everything, but certainly for some things. It's always nice to have a meal in the freezer, for example. It's always nice to have something that you can do and just kind of like, if it doesn't work perfectly, shift. Don't quit, shift. Blessed are the flexible. That's what's going to get us through. That's what's going to always get through. Number 5 is get rid of the mental fatigue by just saying, that's it, I'm an athlete. That's it, I've made a decision. That's it, I'm doing this. Because when we waver and we're going back and forth, it's exhausting. Mentally, there's so much to think, so many things that we're thinking about. Instead of just saying, that's it, I'm determined, this is what I'm doing. Have you seen the difference in yourself? What happens when you say, that's it, I'm in all the way, I'm 100%. What happens? Boy, are you in all the way. Boy, aren't you going to get it done. Yes, you are. And yes, you can do it. And it gets rid of the mental fatigue. There's no back and forth. There's no discussion. There's no exhaustion. It's just you're in, Number 6 to that, number 6, I would say to this is commit. Marry that goal. Marry it. Put a ring on it. That's it. We're done. Done, done, and done. There's our Priscilla. Yes. Yes. I'm done. This is how I am going to do this. Committed. 100%. No more dating, no more flirty eyes like, ooh, no, we're not allowing that. We're committed to that thing. That commitment is the thing that's going to see you through excellently and get you that prize that you want. whatever that prize is. And number 7, you determine hows as you go. That's why a lot of people don't stop. I don't know how. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you that the hows show up as you go. I shared with you this week my friend Sean Croxton, who ended up he's got a show on Sirius FM, and it started with five years ago with an idea. He wrote it in. Great letter, of course, I'm sure. I mean, Sean is brilliant. Didn't happen. Wrote another one. Didn't happen. And then through a series of this, that, and the other thing, which is always how it works, and a lot of little, synchronicity that makes you smile, and you look back and you go, oh, okay, I see how this is all connected. He now has a show on Sirius FM. It works. It works when the vision is there and it's in front of you, and you are making a determination to give it your best shot, even when you don't know how and you don't have all the moving parts. It works. Ask Sean, ask me, ask a whole bunch of people who've done this. It is really amazing. When we let go of the how and we embrace our why, that's when we move the needle. And number 8 is be open to realigning all that you assign, right? You've got to be flexible, because sometimes, it's not that your goal so much changes, it's how you're getting there changes. And that's just allowing things to, well, obviously this isn't going to work out, so I've got to drop this so that I can do that. Cool. Allow yourself to do that. And when you do, you might find an even better way. And number 9 is keep your eye on the prize. You know what? You can put a pair of jeans on the back of your door if you want to. That's going to inspire you. You can have a picture if it's vibrancy that you're looking for and you want to get on the rides with your children at the amusement park. Put a picture of your kids at an amusement park. I'm going to be on that ride with them next time. Whatever it is, you get to determine what that is. And when you have your eye on the prize and you see that as your goal, that gets you there. That gets you past go. And you do collect the $200 too. It's amazing what happens when things shift like that. And the last one is that determination like this kind of determination creates the motivation for excellence. It does. And it feeds itself. And that also creates the most incredible vibrancy that you experience on a daily basis. And you want to hear something else? It's not getting there that's going to give you your vibrancy. It's that you're putting and pursuing these goals with everything that you've got. That's going to get you vibrancy even before you even get to the goal. Isn't that so cool? I say, let's live like this. What do you think? Like that on a daily basis? Like that as our life, instead of just wishing and comparing and being paralyzed by perfectionism? Pinkies up is right, Marguerite. Get them up, because excellence is always, always, always the way. It is. And you know what? You get to do this with all of your friends and all the people who love you and care about you. You get to brag on the times that you've done it right. And you get to come to the places where you say, I just really had a hard time with this. And you even get to come in and confess if you need to, because excellence does that. It keeps us honest. And it keeps us in the weeds, and it keeps us in the place where we see and understand that if we're doing things excellently, there's going to be boo-boos along the way, right? There's going to be flaws. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be bumps. But always, 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 you know what the gold standard of this whole thing is? We learn from it as we go, and we get better. We get better. And exactly, Sarah, that's it. There is no shame in excellence. There's no shame in excellence at all. There's just, you know what there is? There's a lot of fun along the way, especially if you make a determination. I want to have fun while I do this. I want to make it fun. I'm going to create this and make it fun. Oh, there's our Mimi. There's Christine. Pinkies up. Pinkies up. Excellence is the way for everything. And when you intentionally create goals like we do with our journals and make them intentional goals, then you're going to start to see that this is what comes first and foremost in the front of your mind as you are creating better relationships, as you are creating better eating habits, as you're creating everything around you to be better. That's what excellence is. That's it. That's what it is. Very simple. So I hope you like that. I love talking about this stuff because this to me was my freedom. These were the new keys to my new doors, is pursuing excellence and dropping perfectionism, because it gave me an opportunity to see that there is a better way. And it's all, not from the seat of my pants anymore, not hoping that I can do it perfectly, but instead seeing that excellence will always, always light the way and give me a whole lot of deep satisfaction on a job well done. You can't beat that. That's what excellence does. So I hope you will join me tomorrow. We're going to be talking about it again, because excellence shows up every day. Peace be with you. I appreciate you. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.